Isaiah Jacob with your sports update. Tonight, Game 3 of the ALCS between Toronto and Seattle at 8 p.m. The Mariners are up 2-0 with George Kirby on the mound, and for the Blue Jays, Shane Bieber. And for the NLCS tomorrow night, the Dodgers host the Brewers for Game 3 at 6 p.m. The Dodgers currently lead 2-0. In other MLB news, the Guardians re-signed catcher Austin Hedges to a one-year contract worth $4 million. In college football news, the Big 12 fined Kansas and Texas Tech $25,000 each over fan behavior in the Red Raiders' 42-17 win on Saturday. Texas Tech was penalized not once but twice during the game for fans throwing tortillas onto the field, an old tradition that was banned by the Big 12 before the season. And this update was sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bring it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Go with that team, stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side, going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and rolling here on a Wednesday. I am Brandon Beam, hanging out with our guy Justin Zwick, Isaiah behind the glass this evening. Jay-Z, happy Wednesday to you, my friend.
Hey.
Sure feels like fall outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Well, I guess back in August we had some fall days, and then the summer came back. But yeah, man, nice outside. It's going to be a great weekend. Bucks play again, going up north to Wisconsin.
What's your experience with Camp Randall up in Madison,
Well, I'll
Wisconsin?
tell you one thing. Bill Zwick will never go back
No?
to Camp Randall. They
Bad
got
experience?
chased down the road one year.
Yeah.
He's a guy who will root for the Big Ten in every bowl game, but he not since then, not Wisconsin.
Not
He
his
just
guys?
talked about it the other day. Oh, I'll never go back to that place.
What happened?
I think after they beat us in that, it was 03 we were up there.
Okay.
We went there back-to-back years? Something like that. But yeah, they beat us. It was a crazy, cold, sleet game. And
Classic Madison.
walking back to the cars afterwards, some fan who was probably overserved was just getting after this little group of parents who were just trying to get out of there. And, Bill's a little drama queen, but, not as much back then, I don't think. But, I'm like, geez, I mean, this guy must have done something really bad.
I think Paul and Jim and Skip have had some experiences
Okay, so
up there in
so
Camp
he's not
Randall.
the only one then, huh? They get a little rowdy.
And you know what? Good for them. Good for them.
Well, I'll tell you, first time we went there, I remember coming out of the locker room and they're like, put your helmets on because they're going to be throwing stuff at you.
Nice.
Like you walk through the tunnel and it had they put a grate over top so that you couldn't really get too much through there. But
Like a caged animal.
Yeah, kind of. And it was like drinks were coming down. Like it was a wild place. It's fun. I mean, it's a great atmosphere and then jump around at the, what is that, between third and fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do a really nice job. But some interesting times up there in Wisconsin.
Hopefully this week is a little bit easier. They're having a tough season so far this year, the Badgers. So we'll get into that here a little bit. Got a great show lined up for you here on this Wednesday. We got Austin Ward. He's going to join us live from the Woody coming up here around 6:17. Joshua Perry of NBC, former Buckeye. He's going to join us at 6:30. And again, we did this last week. We're going to do it again tonight, coming up here around 6:47. We're going to highlight one of our surest small business sweepstakes winners in conjunction with Learfield. Talk to Megan from Small Cakes over in Gahanna a little bit earlier today. So we'll do that coming up here around 6:47. How's your week been so far? Because I know that on Saturday evening, early evening-ish, late afternoon, we were talking some Buckeyes in the immediate aftermath, post-game against Illinois. Have you had time to decompress and think about what your biggest takeaways were from that Illinois game, Jay-Z?
Yeah, well, when you rewatch it and you look at the numbers, it just, nothing really just jumps out at you, right? And it was just kind of one of those games, and we've had a few of them this year where, I don't want to say blah, but it was just kind of like, all right, we did what we needed to do, and we're playing slow, and I think we're, last in college football, close to being
last. Wouldn't surprise me because they were last at this point of the season, too, last year with pace.
Which, so, I mean, I was thinking about that. And she's like, is that because we have so many games nowadays? If you want to make it to the championship, like we're taking play, being slow, being deliberate about what we're doing just to kind of take some of the plays away from.
They were early adapters of that last season because we were asking these questions at the early point of the 2024 season. And Ryan Day steadfast in the approach that we need to protect our guys. Less plays on their body. We're able to get guys in a little bit earlier. They didn't do that last Saturday on the road against Illinois, but I think that's their approach. Justin is like, hey, we're going to really slow play this thing on offense. And when they do go tempo, they're awesome.
Well,
They're terrific to watch.
Yeah, and I think it's smart, but it just doesn't lend you to watching the games and being like, oh, man, we are hitting on all cylinders here because, one little thing can throw you. 1 4th and 1 that we don't get will throw you because we might not get the ball back for 7 minutes if they go on a drive. So, I mean, it's different, but, I also think Illinois was a better football team than what everybody saw them get whooped up on by Indiana.
Also a good football team.
Well, exactly. But, it's like, oh, they smoked them. And that's fine. It did happen, but, I don't think they're that bad. They don't play like that every week. It was just kind of a one-off for me. But I think they're a tough football team. I think it's tough to go out there and play and get a win, and you go out and you get a double-digit victory doing what you have to do. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but at times it looked really good. Yeah. And, so it's just like putting that more consistently together, I think, is what fans would like to see. But at the end of the day, and Ryan's talked about it all year, just win. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it looks like. We take care of our business. We're going to be where we want to be at the end of the year. So I hope they're, ramping up the offense a little bit just to be like, all right, at this point in time, week 8, week 9, whatever it is, like we want to be going full-fledged.
Fully operational.
Yeah, fully operational. What we really envisioned this offense looking like, at the beginning of the season, or once we knew that Julian really had it and he was able to, basically call anything that you want, and he's going to get it done for you.
Correct. And we know if we take a step back to where we were during training camp, again, we're halfway through the season out, like 6 games done, 6 games left. It's crazy. We're in the middle of October. Season is flying by. If you were to say at the beginning of the season, without any knowledge of how these games went, Ohio State is currently 6-0. They're the number 1 team in the country. Your quarterback has the highest completion percentage in the country, and you have the number 1 defense in the country. Would you take it or would you not? If I were to ask you that the Friday night or even the Saturday morning of the Texas game, would you take that blind, 6-0, undefeated, 6 games left to go? Would you take it? I think 100% of Ohio State fans would say yes. And I think it's a very easy yes that you would take it.
Well, they would say you're crazy.
Yeah,
like, what? We just lost all these guys from last year's team, and we're having a quarterback competition during camp, and, Julian won, but we're not really sure. And
we don't know what he's bringing to the table.
We don't know what he's going to bring. The defense is replacing all these guys, and if you would tell anybody that at the beginning of the season, they would have taken that in a heartbeat.
I think they would.
It's absolutely amazing what they've been able to do, and, just the sheer number of people we lost. And, yes, they're all athletic and they're all talented, but when you don't have that experience of being in there and going up against guys who are 22, maybe years old, who are, grown man, and you're, a redshirt freshman coming in who's 19. It is a whole different beast. I remember taking my first snap ever at Ohio State. That offensive line, I mean, I had maybe one guy who was my height, and in high school and a little bit thicker, but every one of them, I'm just like, the amount
you are men.
This is crazy. I don't even feel right taking a snap from these guys. They're grown men.
That's how I felt when I was up on the varsity team as a freshman. Like, oh, this is pretty fun. And then you get out there and you're like, this isn't fun at all. These guys are terrifying. They have facial hair. I'm 33 years old. I still haven't been able to grow facial hair, but I think you understand my point. Like, these guys are fast and they're physical and they're doing it at a very high level. Here was Ryan Day from yesterday. What is he emphasizing here this week as the Buckeyes get ready to go on the road up to Madison, Wisconsin to take on Bucky Badgers?
Well, it's everything. Whether it's special teams, punt return, kickoff return. I thought we had a nice kickoff return. Got us up to the 35-yard line. It's like you just keep swinging and fighting and cracking at the rock, and eventually it will crack. Or swinging at the rock, and eventually it'll crack. And that's it in all areas. So there's some things that we've seen that we have to continue to improve on. We talked last week. We hadn't got a bunch of turnovers, but we focused on it. We emphasized it, and all of a sudden it popped up. So that's got to be us moving forward. But there's a lot of other areas, as you know what they are. I won't get into them right now, but that's it, and that's the game. So, and again, that's the only thing we can do is get back to work.
I think we do know the areas, right? We spent a lot of time talking about them. Main one maybe being getting the running game established. I think that's probably a big one on their plate. Special teams identity and being excellent, being able to flip the field if you do need to use Joe McGuire or Nick McClarty. And I know that Ryan Day said yesterday that they're continuing to stick with Joe McGuire. He's averaging about 40 yards a punt. But when Ohio State does punt, you do expect them to flip the field, and that's something that they haven't got this season so far.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily. I mean, to hear Ryan kind of go through some plays in past weeks of like, oh, he did this, he did this, and then the
Lincoln you can't bounce it to the outside.
You got to be in the A gap, and then be like, yeah, the punt's pretty solid. I'm like, oh, what? Come on, Ryan.
He's not a special teams guy.
I guess it's solid. I mean,
I couldn't do it.
I could probably go punt a 40-yarder right now. I used to kick a little bit back in my day.
Mix it up.
No, but I'm saying like it seems like he's holding everything else to a very, very high standard, and then there's just like, it's solid, But I think at some point, to your point, it'd be nice to have like, all right, yeah, maybe things aren't going well here. We need a punt. Let's flip the field on him, and I just don't feel like anybody has the confidence right now that we will.
There's some things to work on for sure. You get Wisconsin this week, then you get an off week, then you're thrust right back into it. On Illinois, real quick though, big game coming up for them. It's not this weekend; it is next weekend. They're on the road at Washington. That's going to be a terrific football game next weekend. So big game for both of those programs coming up a little bit later, and a lot to play for. Washington, they are on the road this weekend in the Big House taking on Michigan. So that's a big two-game stretch.
I want to see that one.
Still can't believe we're sitting here on a Wednesday and they're not a top 25 team. Only one loss at home to Ohio State, not in the top 25. They're not worthy, apparently. Our weekly, crazy, right? Crazy. Our weekly check-in live from the Woody here with Austin Ward coming up. Next, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
The Donato's Pep Duo Pizza is back, and it brought a pal. The Donato's Pep Duo, loaded with crispy pepperoni and 3 kinds of cheese. Now get a large Pep Duo pizza for just $14.99. Also back, Donato's deliciously dippable pepperoni cheese bread. Now on the $5 Pizza Pals menu for a limited time. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Hey Buckeyes, I'm John Chabot with Surest, a digital-first health plan designed to make healthcare simple and affordable right here in Ohio. At Surest, we believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the sideline at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Surest. That's SUREST. Surest, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your new Columbus home for the Jim Rome Show is the Fan 2.
Catch the live experience weekdays from 3 to 6.
Just one requirement. Have a take and don't suck. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Jim Rome Show.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium, presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies giving way to some sunshine to round out this Wednesday. Breezy and cool, temperatures in the mid-60s. Overnight down to the mid-40s, light winds and clear skies. And after a cool start, a pleasant finish on Thursday. Plenty of sunshine back in the mid to upper 60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend this show. The other dentist is a Michigan fan. Yuck. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Before we go out to the Woody, check in with our guy, Austin. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations. Learn how scary fast and how scary easy losing weight can actually be. For me, I brought all the questions, and in the end, Awaken 180, it was a no-brainer for me. Determine if Awaken 180 is right for you. The free consultation, it ends October 31st. That's Halloween, actually. That's coming up here in a couple of weeks. Reserved by phone only, 844-346-1800. For details and the number again, you can visit them online at awaken180weightloss.com. Scary easy with scary fast results. Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fangus Hotline, right over to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. He is our great friend, Austin Ward. A-Ward Sports. Radio is the theater of the mind. Can you set the scene for us on what is a cloudy, kind of wet, perfect fall day here in Central Ohio?
Well, you just absolutely summed it up there, Beamer. There are clouds outside. There is 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock in period 18. Getting a little dark, a little gloomy. The wind is whipping. It appears that the Ohio State and the United States of America flag are blowing towards the south. I don't know what that means for practice, but it feels like Big Ten football practice, which is exactly what it should feel like as the Buckeyes get ready to go to Camp Randall.
Yeah, another Big Ten game this weekend. First of all, I guess a big question, is Lorenzo back? Have you heard anything on him? Are we going to run with these young guys, bring Jermaine into the slot there and keep Sanchez outside, or is Lorenzo going to be back in the game?
Yeah, we'll see, JZ. I don't know that we'll get a definitive thumbs up or thumbs down for Lorenzo Styles tonight from Ryan Day. He'll be talking in about, 10 minutes or so. But, with this, it's a shoulder injury. It's the one that he hurt against Ohio. He worked back and was really good against Washington, really good against Minnesota. And then just, I don't know if it was a setback or just the pain tolerance or whatever it is, didn't go on the road to Illinois last week. And if that's the case, and if it's a situation that doesn't require surgery and just needs some time to heal, then maybe you would look at this game against Wisconsin and you would project that out with how deficient they've been with their passing attack for the Badgers and the rotating door at quarterback and all that stuff, and think, well, maybe you've got an off date after that. You could build out, 3 weeks for Lorenzo to work back to full health. And the benefit potentially for that, as Ohio State would look at it, is not only did you see Jermaine Matthews thrive in that nickel role, and that would give you something to consider about, matching up with different opponents down the road and how you want to deploy him, but also you've got a chance to get meaningful reps, Big Ten reps, now more road reps for Devin Sanchez out there at corner. And, he did not play perfectly against Illinois by any stretch of the imagination, but everyone can see the physical tools, the upside for him, and everybody needs reps, I think, to, game reps and practice reps are obviously different. So the opportunity for him to get better in a game like this and continue to build confidence at that midway point and heading into the second half of the year. All of that sort of points to the fact that maybe you be a little bit cautious with Lorenzo and roll the dice a little bit more with Devin Sanchez this week.
I'm guessing there's no update as well on Edric, Austin?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think that this is another one that's lingered for a little bit, Beamer, with the ankle, and we saw him leave both the Washington game and the Minnesota game early. And it, I think it's tied back to all the way to the start of training camp. So, it's lingered. I don't know if Ohio State will be able to get him back. Jason Moore had also been injured a good deal. He popped in on Saturday against Illinois and got some reps and some chance to show what he can do. So, it was one in and one out at defensive tackle. That's still going to be a spot, I think, where Ohio State has to monitor that depth and look for different options there. The other ankle that you have to look at there is Bo Jackson. He had one carry, I believe, in the second half. I think he carried that situation with him into the game and then just wasn't able to finish it off. And we all know that Ohio State's running game, its highest ceiling is going to be with Bo Jackson out there. So there's a handful of players, and that's not uncommon. You get to the midway point of the season and the grind physically of getting through the Big Ten. Like you're gonna miss some guys. You're gonna have some depth tested. Ohio State wants to play 16 games, and they can get through some of this stretch here. Wisconsin has been so poor. I know you don't want to take anything for granted against a team that's played a lot of really competitive games, and everyone knows that Luke will have those guys at least playing hard and physically and wanting to fight for him. You don't want to take anything for granted, but you look at this game and the off week after that, you might want to just try and patch your way through it. And I think that Ohio State definitely could with some of these young guys stepping up.
He is Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Austin, we heard a very fired up Ryan Day last week. Different tone here this week. To you, what's the most important thing that Ohio State needs to accomplish this week leading in to the Wisconsin game? What are you most focused on? And then during the bye week as well, before you charge down the last 5 games of the regular season?
Yeah, I think, next week, of course, it's going to be about getting this team as healthy as possible for that stretch run. So that part is easy. But how you get to that point, you have to be able to balance out guys who may or may not be needed on Saturday. And I know that no coach likes to think that way, but Ryan Day has to project that out. As much time as he spends talking about playing 16 games and building depth and bringing along young talent and having guys learn multiple positions, a primary and a secondary, you have to factor in the health of your team. And I think that also applies to a game where you're a 4-touchdown favorite. I know you're going on the road, and I know that it's Wisconsin, and you're going to look at Camp Randall, and there's going to be a packed stadium there, and it's going to be loud, or at least you would assume so. You give them the benefit of the doubt. The crowd noise, though, to paint the scene, Beamer, that's also been pumped out here again for that one. So haven't heard jump around specifically, but I think you have to manage that. You have to get through that. You have to project where there may be positions on your roster where other people would have to contribute. So that goes back to what Jay-Z was talking about with Lorenzo and Jermaine and Devin Sanchez. It applies to these defensive linemen. I think it also may apply, with performance-based rotation at right guard, where we've seen Josh Padilla in both of the last 2 games get in there for Tegra Shabola. Certainly applies in the backfield. I think they have to approach this with an eye on their health already. Certainly you don't have to have style points anymore. You just have to win the game. And Ohio State should not need its full complement of starters to beat this version of Wisconsin. So I know you never take anything for granted. Ryan Day would never allow that kind of complacency to creep in, but it has to be considered in the situation that Ohio State is in, where it's almost effectively clinched a playoff spot already.
Yeah, I mean, outwardly he has to say those things, but I'm imagine he's probably feeling like it's the end of camp. We just want to get through this one with people, with nobody getting injured or nothing bad happening. Maybe get up early and then let some of these young guys get after it. We were doing horror stories. I know you're a big press box guy. What's your horror story from Wisconsin? Do they take care of you guys there?
This is one of the best places to go in the Big Ten.
Whoa, okay.
I have nothing bad to say about it. And as Beamer kicked off this segment, I would say this is not a horror story, and I love the fine folks at Awaken 180, and I vouch for their program wholeheartedly. But I had just started the program 2 weeks before.
Hey, first of all, let me jump in here. That's a tough place to go. Up to the state of Wisconsin while doing Awaken 180.
2 years ago. Yeah, I'm 2 weeks into it. We've got New Glarus opportunities. They've got brats in the press box. They've got the curds everywhere. I'm 2 weeks in, and I'm like, this is
for the birds.
Why can't we have started this like after I get back to Wisconsin? I'm like, no, you need to start now. And so that was a battle of will and attrition, because they do everything right for college football and for Big Ten football up there. And I'm really looking forward to going up there now, where there are no restrictions and no limitations on what I can do.
Where would you rank it, Austin, as far as like bucket list destinations for you? If you're an Ohio State fan and if you're looking to go to a road game, maybe once a season, once every 5 seasons, 10 seasons, like you would put Wisconsin way up there going to Madison, huh?
I absolutely would. I mean, especially if you have grown up an Ohio State fan or a Big Ten traditionalist and you haven't been there, it's got everything you want. I mean, it is the quintessential Big Ten road experience, because people, ask that all the time. Like, oh, I'd really love to go to a whiteout. And I say, do not do it. Absolutely don't go there. It is not something that you should put on your bucket list. I would say go to Wisconsin. And now, after the experience a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's now that I've got this moniker as the PBS that I've changed, because Wisconsin was awesome, and I had a great time in Champaign last week too.
Hey, okay.
Maybe something's changing. Also, there's not a trip to Rutgers or Maryland on the schedule this year, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm feeling really good, and I'm really excited to get up there on Friday.
I didn't know that you were a VIP card-carrying member of the Champagne Room, Austin. I think you would be welcome back with open arms. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great time over at the Woody this evening. Great week, and just have the best time you've ever had up in Wisconsin this weekend, okay?
I'm going to absolutely do my best.
Goodbye. There he goes. Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Let's look at just if you want to go on a road trip, tickets for Ohio State, Wisconsin, you can get in for $25.96.
What?
$25.96.
Oh.
I don't know how long the drive is. Probably 8 hours?
Don't want to find out.
9 hours?
I can tell you that.
I don't know how much a flight costs, but it seems like a pretty awesome. If you're not
$25 to go watch football.
If you're not doing anything this weekend, seems like a good weekend to be able to go up and watch the Buckeyes hopefully take care of business against the Badgers. I'm sure Joshua Perry, he's got some thoughts on what transpired in college football over the last week. We're going to check in with him coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, rich stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Add a side of warm, savory gravy for ultimate holiday comfort. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Make your Halloween a good deal spookier at Meijer with frighteningly good low prices. To celebrate my favorite holiday of the year, get 25% off costumes for you and your little creatures. Select fun-sized bag candy is only $9.99. Indoor party decorations and throws are also 25% off. Perfect for turning your home into a chillingly fun, spooky house. The selection and savings at Meijer are enough to make you go wonderfully batty. You see what I did there? Batty? Halloween at Meijer. Always a ghoulishly good deal better.
Buckeye fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Ohio State sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time for your daily dose of vitamin B. B stands for Buckeyes, just in case that wasn't clear. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
This time every single week, we get to head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, check with our great friend, former Buckeye, now on NBC. On the big desk, he is Joshua Perry. JP, how you living? You doing all right? 2-kid household, all kinds of craziness. Are you guys surviving or thriving at home?
I would say thriving.
Okay.
Probably like 80% of the time.
I was going to say that pause didn't make me think you're going to go there.
The 20% is a fight for a freaking life.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, you know, it's the opposites there. Just for dinner. So James is down there eating, and I'm just like, we're trying to get him not to throw it on his sister. It's like, it's a whole thing. So, you know, we're managing as best as we can, but I think a lot of times we end up doing pretty good.
All right, good. I'm glad that he's having a good dinner. Yeah, throwing food, we're in that stage too. It's you just can't do anything about it. You can't combat it.
My wife still yells at me when I do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. We never grow out of it, I don't think. Hey, a lot happened over the weekend. Especially, we'll take you to Happy Valley first before we get into some Buckeyes. What in the world transpired in
homecoming game
Beaver Stadium last weekend? Because I had my eyeballs on it for a good amount of the second half, JP, and it wasn't like it was a fluky Northwestern win, which ultimately transpired in James Franklin being fired from Penn State. I mean, it was every bit of a close contest, and just your thoughts on the entire situation, the loss, and then the subsequent firing of James Franklin over there.
Yeah, I mean, it was an implosion, no doubt. And, you know, I think that's something that happens where, and maybe it was, you know, their offseason was geared very much toward having Oregon come in for a whiteout and then beating them, you know, to get that first big win out the way for the season and route to the national championship. And they had a lead in overtime, and Oregon ends up winning it in 2 overtimes. They have to take the long trip, which James Franklin hates, out to the West Coast, right? And you saw it happen against UCLA. And I think that was kind of the point where locker room lost confidence in the coach, vice versa, and it was kind of cooked. And I know people point to the UCLA Northwestern stretch as like, that's the reason you have to fire him. And I kind of disagree. I think that's the reason you fire him when you did. But I think after they lost to UCLA, he was going to get to the end of the year and get fired if he made it that long. It was just going to be a matter of when at that point. And it's an interesting signal to me because James Franklin comes in after Bill O'Brien, and he's handed off a program that, like, trying to climb out of the dark ages. It's kind of stabilized, but it's not fully there yet. And obviously he's trying to elevate it. And that's what he does. And within a couple of years, they're, you know, winning double-digit games or whatever the number is. 11 and a half seasons, 6 of them, 10-plus wins. And he won over 100 games there. And I feel like there was this point where Pat Kraft and the athletic department was like, he's never going to win us a championship. Like, there was a world where you could make the argument James Franklin would come back next year if that's what they were going to do, and he could win 10 games next year. But they probably looked after the Oregon thing and then UCLA and said, he's never going to win us a championship. And that's why you pay a guy $50 million to walk out the door. To me, what that means is whoever the next guy is better win them a title, right? Like 10 wins is kind of where people are like getting bored with that program right now. They expect to win championships, it's an insane standard to have, very narrow. And as we know around here, it can be miserable at times, right? Like winning's not as fun when all you care about is winning the one thing. But I think that's the situation they've created for themselves. So I'm curious to see how that works out. Feels like you could screw it up much more than you get it right. But to me, the Northwestern thing triggered the timing of it. But after UCLA, it felt like that was just, they were done because that was the James Franklin cannot win us a championship here.
Yeah, it's really amazing that winning 10 games in a season all of a sudden is like, hey, you got to go undefeated, or you know, like can't have that happen. We'll go out to the West Coast, USC, Michigan. Is USC are they the real deal now, or is that just a Michigan team that, you know, is still finding their way?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? Like I'm still trying to figure out how good I think Michigan is, and it feels like, you know, 8-4, maybe 9-3 type of team. Like they have some things that are dangerous about them, but certainly a flawed football team. But the reason you like what USC did was that's the type of game that they typically lose. You got the bully coming into your building, a team that is really good at running the football. They want to heat you up defensively, and it feels like they just, they get punched in the face and go away. Thought it was really good what they did, USC on defense. I thought their defensive line played pretty well. I don't love their linebackers or their safeties in run fits, but they did enough to make a Michigan offense that certainly isn't operating on all cylinders have struggles. But it was the classic, like, Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma game. It was a masterclass play calling. So I'm watching back the all 22 of the game because we've got them against Notre Dame on NBC this weekend. Yep. And they're going down the field, right? A couple screens early in the game on that first drive, 2 screens, and then their touchdown was a screen and go. They ran out of a 2-back formation. They ran the football. They had a motion come over from the boundary, ran the football. Next play, getting the same formation, same motion from the boundary. They run the play action off it. They run a boot, right? Like, this was the play sequencing. It was the play selection. It was what Lincoln Riley does when he's really good. They ran the ball fantastically. It's what he's done when he's really good. So to me, if this is what USC is going to continue to be, which is a balanced offensive team and can figure out enough to give you problems when they're playing defense, there's no reason why they couldn't be a college football playoff team. Now, we'll figure that out in South Bend this weekend, right? Like, that's going to be the test for them. But I think a lot of people have the arrow pointing up on them after Saturday.
Was that a blueprint, what USC did offensively against Michigan's defense, Joshua? Do you think that the Ohio State coaches can take advantage in the last weekend of November against Michigan?
Yeah, I think it's a blueprint, not necessarily like go out there and run what they ran, but I mentioned the balance that they had. I thought it was very important. The screens were the bridge between the run game and the drop back game. And the reason why that was so important is Michigan is too damn aggressive. And so when you can screen them, I mentioned the boot, when you can misdirection them, the linebackers love to run through gaps in the run game. So play action works on them. Misdirection works on them. Their defensive line, they all think they're Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett. So, like, they're putting their best pass rush moves. So when you screen them, right, like you built the advantage. There's a bunch of space. USC did a really good job of formation into the boundary. They did a really good job of using the width of the field. Those are all things that we know Ryan Day can do. Those are all things that we've seen out of Ohio State. So I think this idea of maybe of capitalizing on a team that wants to be aggressive almost to a point where it hurts them at times on defense, Ohio State can 100% take advantage of that.
He is Joshua Perry with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. What did you make of Ohio State's performance against Illinois? A true road game, a lot of orange in the stands, very nonchalant, got out to an early lead and just kind of coasted from there.
It feels like this team right now is just very comfortable of, we know our defense is going to be really good, so we're not worried about the other team putting up too many points. And on offense, like, we know what we can do if we need to, but we're going to make sure we're managing the game, we're managing reps, we're managing our quarterback. We're not trying to get people hurt. We know it's going to be a long season. And I feel like that was kind of on display. I know a lot of people are pointing at the numbers and, like, Julian saying it wasn't a big passing day or whatever. The offense didn't look very big. Part of that, too, was a lot of short fields, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the defense played very well. Give your offense the ball in the short field. Illinois had that nasty punt where the punter caught it on a knee, right? And, like, you get a short field. And so I'm still very confident that this team is just kind of cruising along and there are multiple gears left. And we saw a taste of it against Minnesota a couple weeks ago. But for the defense, like, back against the wall, they were challenged at some times in that game. I thought they performed pretty well too. Like, wasn't necessarily the best performance of the season, but ultimately going on the road, that team knew that they wanted to give their best shot to Ohio State. I like the performance over the weekend.
Yeah, I think there's maybe 2 drives over 50 yards, I think, last weekend because we were just inside. So that makes it tough. But, Buckeyes go on the road again this weekend, a struggling Wisconsin team. Fick's going to have them, ready to tear down and run through a wall and all that good stuff. Is there anything to worry about? Do we maybe see some younger guys getting some second half play if things go the way we think they will? How would you handle that going into this weekend with a bye week coming out?
I mean, it's Wisconsin. Probably one thing they do best is their ability to stop the run. They did a great job of it against Alabama when they played earlier this season. They did a good job of it against Michigan for stretches of that game. And so, like, that's going to be the thing, is make sure you go in there, establish a run game. That's a program right now that is very precarious. And part of it is, the 3 years Fick has been there. His quarterback one has gotten hurt. Part of it is they haven't been able to figure out the talent profile of what they want to be. Part of it is brought in an air raid guy, and now you're trying to get back to where they want to run some two-back stuff. There are challenges there. Listen, it's not a good Wisconsin team. I know Fick's going to have those guys ready to go. I love my guy Fick. Like, it's going to be a bad day. It's just what it is. It's not going to be a good day for Wisconsin.
Yeah, they've got a lot of injury stuff too going on here, and I know you talked about the quarterback injuries. It has really been crazy. Like, if you followed Wisconsin at all during Luke Fickell's tenure, like, just the amount of man games down that they've missed with the quarterbacks. Hey, before we get you out of here, I want you to rank one to best atmosphere in the Big Ten. Camp Randall, Madison, Wisconsin, jump around. You've been there before. What is it like, and did you enjoy it?
I loved it. It was a ton of fun. It's, like, those people love football like many places in the Big Ten, but they have something special. And we see these traditions where we've got Script Ohio and Hang On Sloopy and all those things that you love, and Iowa's got the wave. Like, jump around was one of those things that, like, you look forward to doing. Everybody's doing it. The visiting team does it, and it's like, that is college football in a lot of ways. So I love Camp. I've played there. I've covered games in the booth there. I've covered games, on a studio set on the field there. Like, every part of it is awesome. So I hope the guys enjoy the trip.
Joshua, always appreciate the time. Thanks for popping on. Get back to dinner. Looking forward to the coverage of USC, Notre Dame. You guys also got Iowa, Penn State coming up here on Peacock this weekend. Have a great weekend, JP, and we will check in again down the road, all right?
All right, take care.
There he goes, Joshua Perry with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to highlight one of our Surest Small Business Sweepstakes winners coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Bills piling up? CME can help you wrap up your debt into one simple, manageable signature loan with rates starting as low as 8.75% APR. Instead of juggling stacks of statements, let CME help you unwrap peace of mind this season. APR from 8.75%. Terms and eligibility apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any four-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
An incredible night of firsts.
Are you kidding me? Fox Tonight is TV's most epic game night.
I'm Rob Lowe. This is The Floor.
And the competition soars to new heights.
It is an entirely new game.
Then on 99 to Beat.
Ref, can I get a ref?
Ken, there's tension out there.
3 players' $1 million dreams come down to a photo finish.
We don't know who's eliminated. We gotta look back at the tape.
My heart is racing.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Rare banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
The 2026 Buckeye Cruise for Cancer sets sail on the Silver Sea Silver Ray. It's an intimate ship with an even better experience. It's all-inclusive of beverages, shore excursions, taxes, and gratuities. Sail to bucket list ports like the Grand Turk, St. Martin, and St. Thomas, with Buckeye greats including Ryan Day, Bobby Carpenter, A.J. Hawk, the Boren Brothers, Ezekiel Elliott, Ryan Shazier, and more. Sailing from Fort Lauderdale, February 17th through the 24th. Call 614-792-6204 to book today.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU Football Insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The only radio show that bleeds scarlet and gray. This is the Buckeye Show.
One of my favorite things that we get to do during the football season is to highlight some of the surest small business sweepstakes winners. Last week, we got to talk to Vince from Multibello, which was awesome. This week, we get to talk to Megan from Small Cakes. Megan, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. You were the winner of the surest small business sweepstakes game for Texas. How was that atmosphere? It seemed like one of the best college football games of the season so far.
Oh my gosh, it was outrageous. That was the place to be that day. No kidding about that. I mean, we had the best time ever.
That sounds great. I think you have a lot of people out here who are listening who are very jealous that you got to experience being down on the sideline for the Texas game. I know I'm one of them. I speak from existence. So let's talk about what you do, Megan. Megan, you are involved with Small Cakes. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on there? And did you provide anything for the tailgate? Any baked goods, ice cream? I know that you guys got a lot of things we can get into.
You are so right about that. For the tailgate, we were not able to. It was a pretty hot day that day, and our stuff would all melted under that sun. But speaking of all our stuff, we do mostly gourmet cupcakes. That's our main shtick. We also do custom cakes. We do cookies as well. We do cheesecake. We do cookie cakes, homemade ice cream. Everything's made in-house. Everything's my parents' recipes. We have a lot of fun. We develop a lot of new things. There's always new stuff coming. But yeah, that's pretty much how I spend my days. It's a really good time.
What time do you get up in the morning? Because I know a baker's life is not easy, and if you're making everything from scratch, I can't even comprehend what time you get in the work and what time you get the ovens fired up.
When it's my turn to be the baker, I'm usually up at about 5 and in and baking about 6. So I have about 4 hours to get it all done, and we have it down to a science.
I'm sure that you do. Megan, what got you started into baking and getting involved here with Small Cakes? Was it a passion project, or is this something that you've wanted to do, you've trained for a while?
Sure. So me personally, I studied marketing in school, so I use that now, of course, with Small Cakes. I do a lot of our online presence, our social media, and those sorts of things. But my parents own Small Cakes, so it was really my dad's passion project, actually. He was an engineer by trade and then made a career shift, wanted to do his own thing, and this is where he fell. We like to say Small Cakes is the best engineered kitchen in Columbus. And he brings all the science into it, and he he does a really amazing job. I've learned a lot from his business prowess as we've done this sort of together, he and I and my mom, opening the place and getting it off the ground, and so far so good. But yeah, so it's very family oriented. We've hired siblings and then their younger siblings to work for us over the years. My siblings have all worked there at some point. So yeah, very family oriented kind of place.
Well, it sounds fantastic. I'm going to have to pay you guys a visit. If you want to go out to Small Cakes, they're located in Stone Ridge Plaza out there in Gahanna. It's just south of Morse. Their address, 1249 North Hamilton. I was perusing the Instagram a little bit earlier today, Megan, and I got to say my mouth was watering. At Small Cake Seabus is where you're going to find them on Instagram. Tell us about these October specials. So you guys do a special for every day of the week. It's a different flavor. Today we are talking, it is a Wednesday. You got wedding cake, but you got pumpkin cookie butter, carrot cake, pumpkin s'mores, all kinds of good stuff. How long does it take you to workshop some of these flavors that come into your family's head and then putting them actually into production? Because I feel like that would be a fun experiment.
Oh, yeah. The recipe development might be my favorite part of the job, very possibly. Lots of taste testing involved. Sometimes we just get like a crazy random idea and we're like, okay, how can we make this happen? And we break it down into its pieces and parts and put it together. And sometimes it works really well. Those are the ones that we keep around as specials, or the hard hitters. Some of our employees come to us with ideas of things they've seen or heard of or that they like. We're very open to creative inspiration. So other customers also have given us ideas. My favorite time of the year to do our specials is around this time in the fall, because there's just so many like nostalgic flavors, and the seasonal flavor game is so strong that there's something for everybody. But getting into those pumpkin and apple flavors is for sure my favorite time.
Yeah, my wife makes a killer like pumpkin roll, and for me, I'm not the scientist in the family. I don't like to measure things. So, like I cook, and then she does the baking because she has to explain to me that it's a science. I'm like, I don't like to measure things, and then mine comes out bad, and hers comes out awesome because she's a math and science person. So go figure. You can give them a call too, Megan. It's not just like store brick and mortar only. You can do online orders. Give them a call. 614-532-5185 is the number. You also do events. It's not just weddings. It's all kinds of events that you do, correct?
That's true, yeah. Corporate, big and small. We have an order for 1,300 cupcakes coming up, all the way down to just like a business meeting in the office for a dozen is good by us. We've done pretty much everything in the book.
That's fantastic. Again, Megan, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining us in your very busy day. I hope you don't have to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Before we get you out of here, you were on the sidelines for Buckeyes versus the Longhorns, game number 1 of the season. They are traveling out to Madison this weekend to take on the Badgers. Do you have a score prediction for us?
Oh, what a good question. I should ask my dad. He'd love this. We're going to go 28-7 Buckeyes.
28-7. All right. That is very good. We like it. Megan, always appreciate the time. Again, thanks for carving out some of it on your very busy schedule. Best of luck to you. Again, at Small Cake Seabus is where you can find them on Instagram. Also the same name for the website, smallcakeseabus.com. Or if you want to give them a ring, 614-532-5185. Megan, appreciate it, and we'll check in again down the road, okay?
Thank you so much, Brandon. Go Bucks.
Always enjoy getting to talk to the small business owners. I know that she doesn't own the company. Her parents do, but always a good time to do that.
They're going to send some small cakes in?
I asked her, too. Like, when we were done recording, I'm like, yeah, we're going to come in maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend during the off weekend. Like, we'll drive over there. We live, close to Morse Road. We can just drive down Morse and then turn right on Hamilton and get over there. And she goes, yeah, let me know when you're coming through. I said, okay, I will. I will for sure. I will do that.
I'm going to need a big cake, though, not a small cake.
No, we need a rather large one. So that sounds pretty good. Again, give them a follow at Small Cake Seabus is where you can find them on Instagram. Hey, before we get out of here, I want to let you know that the Buckeye Show we hear is sponsored by CareSource and United Healthcare. Got the Inside Edge coming up here at 7 o'clock. Before we get out, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan. At the 1/3 mark of the NFL season, which doesn't make any sense at all because they play 17 games. So I don't know exactly how the math works out, but
we have to call your wife.
It's close enough, yes. Who do you think should be the league's MVP? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, or other? I don't know what Patrick Mahomes has done to get a spot on this list.
He's on the Chiefs.
I know he's on the Chiefs.
That's what he's done. Gosh.
I guess. I think if I were giving out the award, I'm not giving out the award. It's hard to ignore what Baker Mayfield is doing with the Buccaneers.
Baker Mayfield, they've got, 2 or 3, last drive of the game.
4 of their wins are
is that what it is?
Comeback, last second wins.
Give Baker his due, man.
Yeah.
I wish he was up in Northeast Ohio.
I think a lot of people do. I know Isaiah does.
I do.
I wish he was.
Yeah, I'll raise you, Bake. What about Danny Dimes? If they keep this up,
if he keeps that up, I think people are just waiting for him to fall off.
Yes.
It would be so much fun. Everybody loves Mahomes. They love Lamar. They love Josh Allen.
No, but I don't think anybody likes Mahomes. I don't think anybody likes Patrick Mahomes.
You might not be right.
Josh Allen, you're right.
Yeah,
Josh Allen. Yeah.
But they love to give the MVP to him. I would love for a Baker Mayfield, Danny Dimes. Imagine if Daniel Jones won the MVP, the NFL MVP. It makes no sense.
And comeback player of the year
in the same year.
Yeah. You'd look back in history and be like, okay, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Daniel
Josh
Jones.
Allen.
Yeah.
What happened this season?
Didn't he get drafted by the Giants?
Yeah, he did. Didn't he get cut? And then once he playing for the Vikings, and then he went to the Colts, and it was a quarterback competition because the other quarterback tapped himself out of the game. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It just goes to show you got a good offensive line in front of you.
I've watched the Chiefs a couple of times this year. I don't know, not that impressive.
Not at all.
It's kind of the same thing. They're not the high-flying offense that they were 2, 3, 4 years ago.
No. And they have the refs in their pockets.
Yeah, they do.
Seemingly. I don't know.
Jay-Z, had a great time tonight. I will talk to you Saturday evening around 8 o'clock, all right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody have an awesome night. Murph Dog and I back in tomorrow. Inside Edge is up next on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.